Live from New Delhi, you're watching DD India Live, India's voice to the world. I'm Amritpal Singh. Coming up in the next 30 minutes, at least 69 feared dead following a massive fire at a mall in Iraq's Al-Quds city. Some still missing. Russia and Ukraine exchange bodies of over 1,000 fallen soldiers. United Kingdom to lower the voting age to 16 in a landmark electoral reform. Russia handed over the bodies of 1,000 Ukrainian soldiers on Thursday under a repatriation deal reached during a recent peace talks. Ukrainian officials have confirmed this. The agreement follows two failed negotiation rounds in Istanbul that yielded no ceasefire but led to prisoner exchanges and body transfers. While the remains were claimed to be Ukrainian, though Kiev has previously accused Russia of misidentifying its own soldiers in such deals. In return, Ukraine transferred the remains of 19 Russian soldiers, according to a Kremlin aide, Vladimir Medinsky. And in the latest update, Russia and Ukraine have accused each other of targeting civilians, something both sides deny, and in the course of the conflict. Russian authorities on Thursday claimed that Russian air defense units destroyed 122 Ukrainian drones overnight that targeted capital Moscow and scores of other Russian regions, injuring at least one person. In a social media post, Russian Defense Ministry said that more than half of the drones were destroyed over Belgorod, Kursk, Bryansk regions that border Ukraine. Earlier, Ukrainian drone attacks killed 3 people and injured at least 17 others in Belgorod region, the regional governor said. Ukraine's parliament voted on Thursday to appoint Yulia Svyridenko as the country's new prime minister. According to several lawmakers, 262 of them voted for Svyridenko and a comfortable majority in the 450-seat parliament. Her appointment was supported by President Zelensky as part of his biggest government reshuffle. Ukraine's newly appointed prime minister said that her government would be launching a full audit of public finances to achieve real savings and that large-scale privatizations should be accelerated. Svyridenko has served as economy minister and one of Ukraine's deputy prime ministers since November 2021. And President Zelensky on Thursday said that Ola Stefanitskaya would become the country's new ambassador to the United States. She has been the deputy prime minister responsible for the Euro-Atlantic integration. Zelensky on social media said that he had appointed her as the special presidential representative to the US so that she could develop relations with Washington while the procedures necessary for her appointment took place. Britain and Germany signed a wide-ranging friendship treaty on Thursday, enhancing cooperation in areas such as defense, transport and mutual assistance. The deal marks German Chancellor Friedrich Merz's first visit to London and signals a fresh push to reset UK-EU relations nearly a decade after Brexit. The treaty builds on last year's joint defence agreement and follows similar pacts Germany has with only a few nations like France, highlighting the deepening ties. It also comes just days after the United Kingdom and France reaffirmed nuclear cooperation amid concerns over European security and transatlantic uncertainty.
I see it very much as evidence of the closeness of our relationship as it stands today, the strength of our values, the strength of our joint approach, but also very much as a statement of intent, a statement of our ambition to work ever more closely together, closest of allies, and whether that's on defence, security, trade, the economy, energy, covers so much in this treaty.
Dass wir eine Vereinbarung darüber treffen konnten, dass
I am delighted that we were able to reach an agreement that will make it easier for the school children and students to come to Great Britain in the future and vice versa, to come to Germany more easily. This will give the younger generation in particular an opportunity to get to know about both countries better.
Syria's interim president Ahmed al-Shara promised to protect the rights of the Druze citizens on Thursday as a ceasefire appeared to be holding in the country's south, following US intervention to end the fighting between government forces and Druze fighters. Syria's interim president al-Shara has now said that protecting the Druze citizens and their rights is his government's priority. In his first televised statement after the powerful Israeli airstrike on Damascus on Wednesday, Shara addressed Druze citizens, saying they reject any attempt to drag the Druze into the hands of an external party. He added that Syrian people are not afraid of war and are ready to fight if their dignity is threatened.
I also address the Druze people, who are an integral part of the fabric of this nation. Syria will never be a place for division or fragmentation or sowing discord among its people. We assure you that protecting your rights and freedom is one of our priorities, and we reject any effort that aims to drag you to an external party or to create division within our ranks.
And let's now take a closer look at the deeply complex sectarian and ethnic mosaic shaping Syria's ongoing conflict. From Sunni Muslims to Alawites, Druze, Kurds and Christians, each group has a distinct history, role and a stake in the nation's fragile future.
Syria's population of over 20 million is overwhelmingly Sunni Muslim, but also includes a mix of Alawites, Christians, Druze, Shiites and Kurds, each with deep-rooted identities. Sunni Muslims have long dominated Syria's cultural centers like Damascus and Aleppo. But since Hafez al-Assad seized power in 1970, power shifted towards Alawite minority. In 1982, the Syrian branch of the Sunni Islamist Muslim Brotherhood launched an unsuccessful revolt against Hafez al-Assad. The Alawites, just 10% of the population, gained prominence under the Assads. They were a historically poor rural community from Syria's mountainous coastal region. Hailing from the Alawite village of Qardaha, Hafez al-Assad seized power after climbing the ranks in the military and the Ba'ath Party. Druze communities rooted in southern Sweden maintain a degree of secrecy about the practice of their faith, which incorporates elements from Islam and other philosophies, emphasizing monotheism and reincarnation. The minority group that also has members in Lebanon, Israel, and the Israeli-occupied Golan Heights. Kurds are Syria's largest non-Arab ethnic group at around 10% of the population and are concentrated near the border with Turkey and Iraq. They are part of a stateless ethnic group spread between Syria, Turkey, Iran, Iraq, and Armenia. Christians, though small in number, are diverse: the Greek Orthodox, Maronites, Syriac Orthodox, and Catholics, Chaldeans, Assyrians, and Armenian Orthodox and Catholics, and a few Protestants. With ethnic and sectarian lines shaping alliances and battlefronts, interim President Shara's efforts to unify Syria face daunting challenges. The road to peace in Syria must navigate centuries of history and a mosaic of identities, each demanding a voice in the nation's uncertain future. Bureau Report, DD India.
The British government said on Thursday that it planned to give 16 and 17-year-olds the right to vote in all UK elections in a major overhaul of the country's democratic system. The government said the proposed changes, which are subject to Parliament approval, would align voting rights across the United Kingdom with Scotland and Wales, where younger voters already participate in devolved elections. The reforms would also expand acceptable voter ID to include UK-issued bank cards and digital formats of existing IDs such as driving licenses and veteran cards. To tackle foreign interference, the government said it also planned to tighten rules on political donations, including checks on contributions over $670 from unincorporated associations. In a tragic incident, a fire tore through the newly opened shopping mall in eastern Iraqi city of Kut overnight, killing at least 69 people as grief-stricken families searched for missing relatives. The blaze, the latest in the country where safety regulations are frequently neglected, broke out late on Wednesday, reportedly starting on the first floor before rapidly engulfing the 5-story hypermarket mall. The cause was not immediately known, but one survivor said that the air conditioner had exploded. According to the Interior Ministry, civil defense teams rescued more than 45 people who were trapped inside the building, which includes a restaurant and a supermarket. In September 2023, a fire had killed at least 100 people when it ripped through a crowded Iraqi wedding hall, sparking a panicked stampede at the exits. In July 2021, a fire in the COVID unit of a hospital in southern Iraq killed more than 60 people. External Affairs Minister S. Jaishankar met with the Republic of Korea presidential delegation of special envoys in New Delhi on Thursday. The minister in a social media post said that the discussions were held on economic, technology, defense and maritime cooperation in addition to expanding people-to-people exchanges. Dr. Jaishankar added that India will engage the new administration actively and work towards further enhancing the special strategic partnership. The Ministry of External Affairs has confirmed that the execution of Nimisha Priya, an Indian nurse facing death penalty in Yemen, has been postponed after sustained diplomatic interventions in recent days. MEA spokesperson Randeep Jaiswal said that India aimed at securing a mutually agreeable resolution between Nimisha Priya's family and that of the victim.
This is a very sensitive matter, and the Government of India has been offering all possible assistance in the case. We have provided legal assistance and also appointed a lawyer to assist the family. We have also arranged for regular consular visits by a family, and we are also in touch with local authorities as also the family members to resolve this issue. The local authorities in Yemen have postponed carrying out her sentence that was scheduled for 16 July that you're well aware of. We continue to closely follow the matter and render all possible assistance in the case. We are also in touch with some friendly governments in this regard.
Reacting to NATO chief's remarks on secondary restrictions in the wake of fresh sanctions on Russian oil trade, the spokesperson said that India is closely monitoring the developments. He reiterated that securing energy needs of the country's people is understandably an overriding priority for the government.
We have seen reports on the subject and are closely following the developments. Let me reiterate, and I've said this in the past as well, securing energy needs of our people is understandably an overriding priority for us. In this endeavor, we are guided by what is there on offer in the markets, as also by the prevailing global circumstances. We would particularly caution against any double standards on the matter.
And let's now take a look at other stories making news around the world. Activists from the NGO Sea-Watch staged a protest in Brussels on Thursday, unloading around 700 life vests outside the EU border agency's Frontex office. The action aimed to denounce what Sea-Watch called an attempt to intimidate the group after Frontex demanded 12,744 dollars in legal costs for a court case Sea Watch lost in April 2024. A memorial ceremony was held on Thursday in Ukraine's Hrabov, marking 11 years since the downing of Malaysia Airlines flight MH17, which killed all 298 people on board. Locals, including a priest and teenagers, laid flowers and lit candles at the crash site. Black smoke and fireworks exploded after main stage of the Tomorrowland festival in Boom in Belgium, which caught fire on Wednesday. The cause of the fire was not yet clear. Local media has reported large number of emergency services at the scene and said that local authorities advised residents to keep windows and doors closed. Still to come up on this edition of DD India Live, India's petroleum minister says the country's diversified its sources of buying oil, so it's not facing any pressure over Trump's new tariff threats. Sabalenka pulls out of Montreal event to prepare for US Open.
This space has an aura which is unmatched. You won't see this anywhere. As soon as I came in, the first sight of Baba Barfani, so I just teared up. So though I don't come across as that spiritual, but nothing could help me that I just teared up. That is how humbling experience this is.
You're watching DD India Live. I'm Amritpal Singh. President Draupadi Murmu conferred the Swachh Survekshan 2024-25 awards at a national ceremony held by the Ministry of Housing and Urban Affairs at Vigyan Bhavan in New Delhi on Thursday. Now in its 9th edition, Swachh Survekshan is the world's largest urban cleanliness survey conducted under the Swachh Bharat Mission Urban. A new Super League Cities category was introduced this year for cities maintaining top cleanliness standards for 3 consecutive years. Indore was named the cleanest city in this new category and also topped the 1 million plus population category, followed by Surat, Navi Mumbai and Vijayawada. Other category winners included Noida in 3 to 10 lakh population, New Delhi Municipal Council in 50,000 to 3 lakh population, Vita of Maharashtra in 20,000 to 50,000 population, and Panchgani in less than 20,000 population. The awards have been held annually since 2016 to recognize excellence in urban sanitation and hygiene across India. Petroleum and Natural Gas Minister Hardeep Singh Puri said that Urja Varta 2025 plays a key role in accelerating India's exploration and production sector. Urja Varta 2025 aims to become a critical platform for shaping the future of India's energy landscape and reinforcing the country's commitment to sustainability and innovation in the energy domain. The minister highlighted that he expects the new round of hydrocarbon exploration being launched in India to strike several big Guyana-sized oil fields.
We opened up, out of our 3.5 million square kilometers of sedimentary space, we've opened up 1 million square kilometers. In the 10th round of open acreage licensing policy, or OALP, we are offering 257,000 square kilometers of bid. This is the largest ever. I don't know, there may have been some earlier, but from what I read in the statistics, probably the largest ever bid. When we did the 9th round of OALP, 38% of bids came in this 1 million square kilometers which was opened out, no-go area.
While commenting on US President Donald Trump's secondary tariffs threat against India, Hardeep Singh Puri said that India diversified its sources of buying oil and is not facing pressure over Trump's new threat. He was speaking at the Urja Varta 2025 in New Delhi.
India has diversified the sources of supply, and we have gone, I think, from about 27 countries that we used to buy from to about 40 countries now. In the last 10, 11 years, 16% of the growth in the energy markets, crude oil, has come from India. Yeah. And if you believe in the analysis of the International Energy Agency, a very credible analysis, that in the next 2 decades, 25% of the global growth is going to come from India. If more and more people were to buy from the other OPEC sources, you know what would have happened? Prices would have gone up minimum to $130, $140 a barrel.
India has achieved a significant military achievement. The Indian Army successfully destroyed 2 high-speed flying aerial targets at high altitude in the Ladakh sector. This action was carried out through Akash Prime. Akash Prime, the upgraded variant of Akash weapon systems, successfully engaged and destroyed 2 aerial high-speed unmanned targets during trials at the high altitude in Ladakh sector. The weapon system is customized to operate in the altitude of above 4,500 meters and has latest upgrades, including the indigenously developed radio frequency seeker. The success is being considered as a major step in the field of Indian air defense capabilities. Defense Minister Rajnath Singh has complimented the Indian Army, the Defense Research Development Organization and the industry on this remarkable achievement. He described the success as a significant boost in India's air defense capabilities, particularly for meeting high-altitude operational requirements. India is rapidly advancing towards achieving complete indigenous production of AK-203 assault rifles by December 2025. The Army received the 35,000 of these rifles being manufactured under the joint Indo-Russian venture in Uttar Pradesh's Amethi in 2024. By 2026, the company aims to produce 120,000 rifles annually, fabricated entirely in India, from raw material supply to final assembly. The landmark development marks a major stride in the country's defense reliance initiatives.
Achieved 50% indigenization as on date as I am talking to you. We intend to achieve 70% indigenization, which is stage 4, by October of this year. And we plan to achieve 100% indigenization by 31st of December 2025. So the plan is to have the first 100% Indian-made AK-203, which we shall call as Sher, by 31st December 2025. In terms of production, we have already delivered to Indian Army close to 48,000 rifles in last 18 months. These rifles are being used in all the borders and in CICT operations very effectively, with 0 complaints. Soldiers are super happy about the rifles that they are using.
India's Sports Minister Mansukh Mandavia presided over Khelo India conclave in New Delhi on Thursday. The objective of the conclave is to make new sports policy effective and efficient and promote sports as a mass movement. The Sports Ministry has planned a 2-day conclave to bring together the federations, sportspersons, coaches and the corporate sector to discuss the way forward for Indian sports. Apart from the Sports Minister, the Minister of State for Sports, Raksha Khadse, Sports Secretary Hari Ranjan Rao and other eminent personalities also took part in the meeting. Mandavia said that the new sports policy bill will be presented in the monsoon session of Parliament.
आने वाले सेशन में मुझे उसको पार्लियामेंट में लेके आना है। उनके बाद एक 2 सीरीज के बाद तीसरा पहलू हमने दिशा निर्देश करा है स्पोर्ट्स पॉलिसी ने। सीरीज रिफॉर्म हम कैसे करें, तीसरी श्रेणी में हमें 10 साल का रोड मैप तय करना होगा। आज ये भी एक पार्ट है मेडल स्ट्रेटेजी। 10 साल में हम कैसे दुनिया के 10वें क्रम तक स्पोर्ट्स में मेडल टैली में आ सके, क्या करना चाहिए उसके लिए मुझे आज आपका सुझाव चाहिए।
World number one Aryna Sabalenka has withdrawn from the Canadian Open tournament in Montreal due to fatigue. Reigning US Open champion has only one major tournament at Cincinnati in August before she tries to defend her crown at the Flushing Meadows. The 27-year-old from Belarus was the runner-up at the Australian and French Open. She reached the semi-final at Wimbledon and Berlin and won titles at Madrid and Miami. The US Open gets underway from the 18th August to the 7th of September. Well, that's all in this edition of DD India Live, but do let us know your thoughts on the news of the day. For those on the go, you can get all the latest news and updates from India and across the world on DD India's mobile app. The app is available on both Android and iOS platforms. Scan the QR code on the screen to download now. We'll be back with more news as it breaks here on DD India. I'm Amritpal Singh from my entire team here in Delhi. Thanks for watching DD India Live.